We are kicking things off with massive drama right out of the gate. San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama was ejected in Game 4 of the playoff series after throwing an elbow out of frustration at Minnesota Timberwolves forward Naz Reid, leading to a flagrant 2 foul that completely changed the momentum of the match. This incredible outburst sent the game into chaos and set the stage for what was to come.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
But the story doesn't end there. Spurs coach Mitch Johnson weighed in, offering a tough defense of Wembanyama, stating that at some level, things are starting to get actually disgusting when he tries to fight through the physicality. We dive into the intense conversation between the coach and the player about navigating this new level of playoff intensity. The fallout from that ejection is huge. We break down exactly how Victor Wembanyama's flagrant 2 foul impacted the series, tying the game at 2 and setting up a thrilling Game 5 showdown. We look at the bigger picture of how the Timberwolves have been relentlessly pushing the physical envelope against the Spurs. And finally, we explore the deeper meaning behind this entire series of events. We examine what this relentless physicality means for Victor Wembanyama's journey to the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and what this dynamic tells us about the modern NBA. Stay locked in because we have more breaking news coming up. San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama was ejected from Game 4 of the second-round NBA playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves after committing a flagrant 2 foul. The incident occurred early in the second quarter when Wembanyama threw an elbow out of frustration at the throat of Timberwolves forward Naz Reid. The play began with Wembanyama committing an offensive foul after striking Reid, who was swarming the NBA Defensive Player of the Year alongside teammate Jaden McDaniels, following a rebound of a missed three-pointer by the Spurs. Following a video review, the foul was upgraded to a flagrant 2 for excessive contact above the neck, which automatically triggers an ejection. The penalty immediately shifted the momentum of the pivotal game in the series toward the Timberwolves. The Spurs had held a 2-1 lead after winning Game 3 with a 115-108 victory. After the ejection, Reid sank both free throws to give the Timberwolves a 38-34 lead. Wembanyama finished the game with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 fouls in 13 minutes. The Timberwolves have demonstrated significant physical tenacity in their frontcourt, featuring Reid, Julius Randle, and McDaniels, putting pressure on Wembanyama despite his strong offensive output, including 39 points in Game 3 on 13, for 18 shooting from the floor. San Antonio Spurs coach Mitch Johnson has issued a strong defense of star player Victor Wembanyama amidst recent playoff physicality, drawing sharp commentary from outlets like USA Today. The discussion centers on the growing level of aggressive play in the NBA playoffs and the incident involving Wembanyama's elbow to the throat of Minnesota Timberwolves forward Naz Reid, an action that warranted scrutiny and potential suspension. Johnson navigated this situation carefully, defending his player while acknowledging the severity of the contact. In a candid statement, the coach expressed concern over the nature of the aggression, stating, "At some level, it's starting to get actually disgusting, just in terms of when he tries to fight through things and be professional and mature and deal with some of that stuff." While Johnson made it clear that the elbow incident was unacceptable, he simultaneously emphasized the necessity for Wembanyama to protect himself. The sentiment suggests that while the physical nature of playoff basketball is unavoidable for a generational talent, there is a critical boundary that Wembanyama must learn to respect, and Johnson is positioned to help guide him in establishing that line. The NBA semifinals matchup between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs concluded in a tense tie at 2-2, sending the series to a decisive Game 5 and 6. The game finished with a score of 114-109, with Anthony Edwards leading the Timberwolves with 36 points. However, the outcome is widely believed to have been significantly altered by a controversial incident involving Victor Wembanyama. In the second quarter, Wembanyama committed a flagrant 2 foul by elbowing Naz Reid in the face while the Timberwolves held a 36-34 lead. Following the foul, the Timberwolves were awarded 2 free throws, pushing their lead to 4 points. Video review subsequently resulted in Wembanyama's ejection, as the contact was deemed excessive and unnecessary, constituting a flagrant 2 foul, defined as excessive contact above the neck. The San Antonio Spurs retain home court advantage for Game 5, scheduled for next Tuesday night, with a potential Game 7 on May 17. In other NBA action, the Oklahoma City Thunder secured a decisive home victory over the Los Angeles Lakers, winning the series 3-0. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks advanced to the next round after a dominant performance, defeating the Philadelphia 76ers 144-114 to clinch the series 4-0. In the Eastern Conference, the Detroit Pistons currently lead the Cleveland Cavaliers 2-1, meaning the series between them will extend to at least Game 5. Noi Dung Kai Tight. The Timberwolves secured a crucial victory in Game 4, defeating the San Antonio Spurs 114-109 to level the series at 2 games apiece. The decisive moment in the game involved Victor Wembanyama, who delivered a significant blow to Spurs player Naz Reid, resulting in the ejection of the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year for the first time in his career. /N/N, the game was characterized by intense physicality from the Timberwolves throughout the series. Reports indicate that the team consistently applied physical pressure on Wembanyama, including subtle forearm contact and shoves, aiming to wear him down. Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch stated that their objective was simply to be physical in every way possible, rather than intentionally trying to frustrate Wembanyama. And this aggressive approach has become a hallmark of the Timberwolves' playoff success, a strategy that has helped them advance to the Western Conference Finals in consecutive campaigns. Analysts suggest that this style of play, which involves pushing, pulling, hooking, and holding, is effective in the high-stakes environment of the playoffs. /N/N While some fans view the aggressive tactics as ethically questionable, others see it as a necessary tool for success, citing comments from players like Mike Conley, who suggest increased physicality allows bigger, stronger players to excel. The physical toll on Wembanyama has been a growing concern, though he was not immediately available for comment after the loss. /N/N Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson offered a statement post-game, saying, I'm glad he took matters into his own hands. He's going to have to protect himself if they're not. A comment that drew criticism given the severity of the contact Wembanyama made with Reid. Other players, including Rudy Gobert, acknowledged the intensity, stating, that's the playoffs, signaling that Wembanyama will need to adapt to a more physical style of play in his pursuit of the Larry O'Brien Trophy.